Hello again, art classes. It's Mr. K here, set up in my garage studio, bringing you another art lesson that we can work on today. We're going to learn a little bit today about one of the world's most famous artists, Pablo Picasso. He was an artist from the 20th century who's, like I said, probably the most famous one ever. We're going to learn a little bit about one of his main styles that he worked in called Cubism. And we're going to make our own version of a Picasso Cubist painting. Pablo Picasso was born in 1881 in Spain and died in 1973. He was most famous for a style of art called Cubism. Now, this is an art form where multiple points of view are used all at the same time. It's like taking a walk around something and seeing all parts of it. An eye might not be in the right place or facing the right direction because you're looking at it from the front and from the side all at the same time. He was not concerned with making things look realistic. Now that we know a little bit about Picasso, we're going to go ahead and get started in a moment. And our objective for the day is that we're going to be able to create a portrait in Picasso's Cubist style. And our standard for the day is creating 1.1. I can explore and use my imagination while I play with materials. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So the materials you're going to need today for this are kind of obviously, you're going to need some paper. I just have a regular old piece of copier paper. If you have some really nice art paper, that's great. If you don't worry about it. Don't really need it. If all you have is lined paper, you can still do it on that. We're not going to get super picky right now about what kind of paper you have. To actually make your drawing, you could use a pencil if you'd like to, if that's what you have. That will totally work. I'm going to use a dark marker today. If you don't have a dark marker, you could just use crayons if you have those. If you want to use colored pencils, you want to just use markers, that's okay too. However you want to do it. I'm going to use a dark marker and fill in some coloring later after I'm done with the lines on my drawing. I kind of make my own coloring book. What we're going to make today, it's going to look a little bit like this. I have a couple versions of it that I've done before. It's kind of the same drawing twice here. But you can see I've done something pretty similar, but I've changed a few things along the way. We're going to put Picasso, the dates from his life. You're going to put your name in there somewhere, and we're going to make our portrait. Now, a portrait is when you make a picture of a person, and that's what we are going to do in the style of Picasso. So our first step today is we're going to put our paper down, and we're going to put it the tall way on your desk. We call that portrait because we're going to make a portrait. If you put it the other way, that's called landscape, as if you're doing a picture of a hill or a mountain or ocean or anything like that. But this is more like a person where you're going to have the head and the shoulders. So first thing we're going to do is up in one of these corners. I'm going to do it in this corner here. Kind of big, but we got to leave enough room for the rest of the drawing. We're going to write the word Picasso. So it's a capital P, like that. I, lowercase I, C, then an A, an S, and then our last two letters are S and O. Picasso, there's his name. And we're going to put the dates that he was alive. So he was born in 1881, so it's a 1 and an 8. And as always, you can feel free to stop and pause this while you're doing some work at any time. Then another 8 for the 81 part of this. And then another 1. 1881. And we're going to put a little dash. It's like a minus symbol, a subtraction symbol. And the end of his life was 1973. So 1, and then a 9, 7, and a 3 at the end. Good. Now, if you make it really big, you won't have any room for your face on here. So what we want to do is, now you guys have a bit of an advantage over me. My hands are pretty big. Your hands, if you're in my kinders or first grade classes that are doing this, you guys have smaller hands, this will work better. I want you to put your hand right in the middle. Go ahead and spread your fingers out. I'm not going to do that because mine takes up the whole paper, but yours will probably take up about that much space. What you're going to do is you're going to trace, not around your fingers, you're going to use your hand just to show you about what size your circle or your oval should be for your head. So I'm going to not touch my fingers with my marker, and I'm going to make the head about that big. We can stop at the wrist here, and then we can finish this off. There. Now I have a head for my picture. Now, after this part, oh, I got to do one more part here. We need our shoulders. We're just going to put our crayon or marker right near the bottom of this and just make a line going to the outside. It's okay if it goes all the way off. Same thing over here, kind of near the bottom, and all the way off. These are going to be your shoulders. If your line ends up going down here, that's okay too. It's your drawing. You're the boss. Next, we're going to put some eyes on here. Actually, I'm going to skip backwards. We're going to put a line down the middle of the face. Now, remember how we said that in Picasso's work, you could see things from one side and from the other at the same time. So we're going to make a line here that's going to look like you're looking at a person from the side. We're going to do this one here. See how on that, just the blue, it looks like you're looking at a person from the side. So start here at the top. Make kind of a curvy line coming down, just part way. And then we're going to make a nose. Now you can make the nose very, very pointy. You can make it kind of round. You can make it however you want. It is your drawing. I like these kind of pointy ones. You can do that too if you want to. And then I'm going to make a line coming all the way down. Now we need some eyes. So you can make the eyes whatever shape you want. You can make them in whatever spot you want. You don't even have to have just 2 eyes. I'm going to have one here that kind of big. With the circle with a dot in the middle. Now on the other side, I'm going to do one that's looking a little differently here. Maybe I'll make this one how about a diamond shape? I don't have to have the correct shape for this. Now, do you have to do all of these exact same shapes along with me at the exact same time? No, you can do it however you want to. I'm just going to make a big dot in the middle. Put a little nostril. The mouth. You could have one mouth go across. I like to do a couple of different shapes here for the mouth. I'm going to have one mouth coming along here. How about we make this one kind of a box? That'd be kind of cool. Can put some teeth or lips. How about some, I'm just gonna leave it like that. This one, I'll just make it look like a bunch of teeth, like kind of a grid. And we need some ears for this guy. So, kind of a backwards C for an ear here. I'll do kind of a boxy shape for the ear on this side. What about hair? You can do anything you want with the hair. You can make it any way you want. You could have long hair, very, very short hair. You could have no hair if you want. I like this kind of wavy look. And if it cuts into your date a little bit, don't worry about it. That's okay. I'll color that in a moment. Designs on the shirt, maybe. Let's see here. Do a few squiggly lines. And you can color that in any way you'd like. We've got all this background area. We could give it a star. They don't have to be totally perfect. They can be a little all over the place. It is a cubist painting, don't worry about it. Oh, eyebrows. You could have eyebrows. You could have like one just line for an eyebrow over here, and maybe kind of a squiggly line for an eyebrow over here. Let's have kind of a triangle shape. Maybe a little swirly. And some sort of four-sided rectangle kind of-ish thing. And last, on the dark marker, you can put your name somewhere. This top corner seems to make the most sense for putting a name on here. Now I'm done with the lines. I've basically made my own coloring book. And there you have it. You have your very own Picasso Cubist portrait. However you want to color it in, go ahead and do that. If you want to color the background in too, that would be awesome. However you want to make it look, it is up to you. You are the boss. I will see you next time, and have a great day. Take care.